here today playtesting the New Balance 996 version 5. Come check it out.
One thing I always appreciate from New Balance is that they offer shoes in widths, and with my wider feet I opted to go with the D width for this 996 V5, and I found it to fit like a true D, so my feet were never squeezed in the forefoot, and the uppers are nice and soft as well. I did find that I needed to cinch them up pretty tightly to get a good amount of support while I was moving on court, so I did have a little bit of extra lace, no problem, just double knot them. Once I was on the court, I thought that the shoe had a nice low to the ground feel, responsive cushioning, and although that I don't think it's going to be the most durable shoe looking at the depth of the tread, I was getting some good durability for a lightweight shoe, and I also appreciated the level of traction I was getting, so I always felt like the traction wasn't having me stick to the court and I could move around freely. The shoe also has a bit of a flatter feel, like there's not a lot of extra cushioning in the heel and that lower to the ground forefoot feel. So if you like that more even feel, I think you would like these shoes. For me though, as I'm getting a little bit older, I wish that they had a little bit more of a plush cushioned feel. My feet were a little bit sore after long hours on the court. However, this would be a great option if you're looking for extra speed on the court in a lightweight match day shoe.
This will be my 5th generation of the 996 that I have play tested, and I first want to start off by saying I love the fun colors New Balance has. I'm a sucker for the bright colors, so this colorway as well as some of the other ones that Tiff's wearing, I am in love with. And when I first got these shoes on my feet, I slipped them on and I noticed immediately some good step in comfort for me. Now it's not the most plush feeling underneath, but I thought it was supportive cushioning. And then I thought the upper did a really good job of molding around my feet. Now I have the narrowest foot on the playtest team, so I did stick with the B width, and I did find that that B width did even have a little bit of extra room, especially in the midfoot and the forefoot. And I noticed as the playtest wore on, that upper did open up even a little bit more, so I fixed this by just wearing a thicker sock, and for the most part, I had no issues. Now when it came to support and stability on the previous generation, I was wanting a little bit more, and I think New Balance did a good job of increasing it a little bit. However, I have past ankle injuries, so I do need extra support and stability, and for me, I was just needing a little bit more out of this one. I would have also liked one more eyelet to really lock in my heel. Now when it came to traction, this shoe is a little bit noisy. I was definitely squeaking around the court a little bit, and I also found it a little bit more sticky than I'd like. I'd like a little bit more give, especially when I'm coming out of my shots. And lastly, I thought the weight of the shoe is definitely in that lightweight category. It felt nice and light on my feet and moving around. I didn't really have to think about these shoes too much at all. Overall, I think players that are looking for a nice comfort and lightweight feel should definitely check it out.
As with the other playtesters on this shoe, I am pretty familiar with the New Balance line of tennis shoes, and these ones offered step-in comfort, especially around my heel, and the upper was super soft. However, I noticed underfoot it wasn't as plush as the previous one, or at least as plush as I remember the previous version being, and this shoe actually felt a little short on my feet, which is interesting. I don't often have that problem. I wore my true size, but as both Tiffany and Brittany mentioned, the upper is a bit generous. It wasn't as supportive and stable as I prefer when I'm moving really aggressively on the court, but that's okay because I've been doing a lot more coaching and feeding lately, so these were amazing shoes to wear for hours on end on the court when I wasn't moving aggressively. And then honestly, I have a favorite shoe in the New Balance line that I would be competing in, and that's the New Balance CG1 from Coco Gauff. I love that shoe, so that's where the support and stability I would lean towards, and then wear this one for comfort on the court when I'm not moving too aggressively. As they mentioned, the traction was just fine for me. I like a stickier traction, and I never felt like it was too slippery or anything like that. Durability seems okay. It's not going to be the most durable shoe, I don't think, but again, since I'm not pushing the footwork so much in this one, it's going to work out just fine for me. All in all, a great play test. Next up, we want to check in with our playtester over in Georgia. Jofi, how is the New Balance 996 version 5 working for you?
Thanks, Michelle. New Balance is famous for offering wider shoe sizes, and other than its super cool look, this was one of the most attractive features of the shoe, with a generous width. I actually tested a pair that was B width, but this already offered plenty enough space for my feet. But it was a really good, reassuring thought that if I needed to go up and pick a size that was a bit wider, I could have done that. There was actually no break-in time needed. The shoes were good to go right out of the box. When it comes to comfort levels, I felt that this shoe offers really nice plush feel underfoot. I only had one knock when it comes to comfort. It's just that underheel cushioning could have been a bit softer for me. Sometimes I felt like I landed a bit too harsh on my heel when I was playing. So that's just something I would like to mention to make the comfort levels perfect. When it comes to traction, in the beginning of the playtest, the shoes were a bit too squeaky and maybe a bit too sticky for me. But as the playtest went on and I kind of wore down that rubber outsole, the traction became perfect and I had the perfect amount of grip and give. The upper was really soft and comfortable around my feet, but I would say actually it was a bit almost too soft. And I wish that I would have had a bit more torsional stability when I was playing. So I wish that the upper would have hugged my feet a bit more tighter and would have provided the stability a bit more. All in all, if you're looking for a lightweight, comfortable, cool looking shoe that comes in wider shoe sizes, definitely check this one out. Thanks for watching. For more information on this shoe or any others, please go check out Tennis Warehouse, Tennis Warehouse Europe, or Tennis Only.